Hello. All right, so this is the first time I've actually used one of these ridiculous themes. I keep seeing people do it, so I was like, okay, I need to stop being a square peg and I need to try it. So hopefully I may change it because I don't know how I can keep this. Okay, so let me do a check and then I'll get started. So sorry I'm a little bit late, but I've got a lot of great stuff to talk to you about today. So give me a second while I forward this over to the event and invite some people. All right. I don't know. I can't do the theme. I'm such a square. I am really a square. All right, I just can't believe how bedazzling it is. But I think it's slowing my connection down. So let me, I kind of like that. I kind of like being sparkly. All right. Got a little crown. Like, can I see? Oh, look at that. My crown is pretty cool. All right. Sorry. As I play with my phone. Now I don't know how to take it off. Okay. So let me forward this and then stop being silly. Like this is not like it's so funny. Like I actually know Snapchat. Like this is not like Snapchat where you just swipe to the left and then you change your theme. All right. I really don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, so comment to there. And make sure I forward this. Okay, there it is showing up on my computer. Let me forward this to the event. So it is there. Oh my God, the crown like totally sticks with you. I just think that's so cool. Like whoever like figured all this stuff out is like pretty freaking amazing. All right. Okay. So, all right, I think I have shared this and let me like some people or invite some people and then we'll get started. And then those people who would love to see the replay can do that. But let me tag some people and then I will go ahead and get started. Hopefully everybody, like I just realized that yesterday I like had this panic moment and I was like, oh crap, my kids are out of school next week. Like I really thought I was doing something. Um, and I realized that they are out of school next week. I thought I had another week. Like I have been working. When I tell you, we have been working around the clock here at Be Free Marketing Agency to get our shit together for the upcoming year. Um, I really mean it. Like, I totally mean we have been working around the clock because I just promised myself this upcoming year that I would not be as behind as I was last year, or the current year that we're in, and that I would do a better job of like, making sure that I'm staying connected and that I'm consistent, that I don't get, sucked in so much into my programs or whatever I'm currently doing that I forget the big picture. And then, we are growing the group and we're actively, working on growing the group. And so, there's a lot of activity associated with that. I mean, there's just so much going on. And then it like hit me that it's like, it's almost, chapter 12 is almost over. Like I'm supposed to be doing chapter 12 recap next Friday or the Friday after next. And I'm just like, where the hell did the time go? And I literally want to let you guys know that I feel like that about the entire month, the entire year. Like I feel like, I don't know if you guys feel like this, but I feel like I have really been busting my ass this year, and I'm not ready for it to be over because there's so much more still that I wanted to, put under the 2017 notch belt. And I only have 2 weeks left, so I'm just going to have to call it quits and, wake up and start over again. So I'm super excited about starting over, but I am not going to lie that I am disappointed that the year like flew by the way it did. And it seems to me the older I get, the quicker it goes by. And I know that sounds really cliche-ish, but it's true. Like, I really feel like this year, I was like, no, I have so much to do. We have got so much crap to get done. We are going to nail it, right? We're going to, and I feel like we did nail it, but I feel like I ran out of time. Like, I really feel like I ran out of time. Okay, so I'm almost done, inviting, A through Z people in the group. I'm going to have to designate people to help me do this in the future. But I think, as we grow, there's a lot of names in the group that I don't know, a lot of people that I know. And so I do try to allocate time every day. I really kind of like this crown. Like, I'm so not like that person who I'm so excited that it's like on my head, but it's not really there. I always was a secret princess, when I was a kid. Like, I was never that girl who's like, I'm a Princess Diva. I was sort of the one on the undersly, hiding, wearing her crown. So it's kind of cute that I have a crown on now. Anyway, so I try to make, so if you're joining and you see me, please announce so that I can give you a virtual hug and say hello. How are you doing? Because I do like to put a name out there to the people who are joining. Anywho, I was thinking about, what was I saying? I was talking about how quickly the year's gone by, and I can't believe that, I'm just so ridiculously enamored by this whole filter thing. I am the last person to adopt technology. I love technology, but I'm the last person to adopt. So I'm the last person to get the coolest gadget. I'm the last person to get, start using the coolest app, because I'm that's just always been my MO. Anyhow, okay, so this time of year, I always focus on, planning out, what is our product strategy going to be? Like, what products and services are we going to offer? What are we going to focus? Are we going to, retire anything that we had planned on in the beginning of the year? Are we going to do any of that? And then I think somebody posted, I was talking about group growth. We will be growing exponentially this upcoming year. My goal in terms of size of group is for us to be a 5K group member size, at least by middle of next year. And then by end of 2018, we are at least pushing or close to the 10K mark. So aggressive group growth that you will see inside of the group over the next 12 months. But in doing so, I still want to have very much a hands-on approach. So I do read everybody's messages when they come in. I read everybody's introduction about who they are, about their business, and if I'm tagged particularly, I respond. I try to respond, and I try to allocate time for that every day so that it doesn't become overwhelming. did add three amazing gals to the team. So we have three moderators to the group. We've got Bridget and we have two Nicoles, Nicole St. Clair and Nicole Smith, who are helping moderate. Hi, Priyanka. How are you? Nice to have you on. And we have three moderators who help welcome the, new members to the group and make sure that everybody has a great welcoming in. And so, when I was reading this week's post, I think somebody spurred a thought that I was like, this is a great topic. And I think she was talking about ambassadors, that she wanted to have ambassadors sell her tickets now. And that makes me think that I need to tag her, but I could tag her after this, after I'm done. And then it dawned on me that, a lot of people, when they start their businesses, are very focused, or I'm sorry, they are not focused, and they have a lot of different things that they're trying to figure out and trying to get to see what will work and what won't work. All right, so now I've set this bling filter, and I totally want to get rid of it because the zipper is completely distracting me, the shiny zipper, and I don't know how to fix it now. So I guess I'm just gonna have to let the filter, I'm so, you would think the thing that says filter would be the thing that would allow you to change it, but okay, I've already exercised way too much of my my crazy skills. All right. So if you're just joining, please announce, let me know that you're out there. And so I've got this filter on and I don't know how to turn it off. I thought I would play with the filter and now I don't know how to turn it off. So if it's annoying you, so sorry. Okay. So I gotta let it go. I really just do not my zipper is blinging in my eye. Okay, so I was reading somebody's post and they were talking about how they're getting ready to sell tickets. I think they're having a Christmas event and they're going to have affiliates. And then I thought to myself, hey, I know the struggle that I have had growing my business, starting my business, identifying, what is it that I'm going to focus on in my business, because I feel like I'm really good at a lot of things, marketing being one of them, but I'm good at a lot of other things. So, finding clarity in my business was a bit of a struggle for me because I really struggled with, what specifically am I that I want to be known for? So, 2017 for me was that year where that clarity sort of all came together. And so in reading somebody's post yesterday, I was like, this is a great topic to talk about 10K months, right? If you're anything like me, you're in the middle of planning. If you're not like me, you should be, and you should be planning for your 2018. But what I realize is many people don't know really what that plan is. And that really dictates how successful you're going to be in your marketing efforts. If you don't understand what it is that you are marketing from a product perspective or from a vision perspective, it becomes a little overwhelming to decide what should I run ads on, what should I market, what should I be talking about, what are the things that my customers need, all of the above, right? All of that stuff becomes really difficult for you to focus on if you don't have your ecosystem defined, if you don't really even understand what it is. So I thought I'd do. Hello, Jeanette. Nice to have you. Hey, Bridget. Nice to have you on. So I thought, okay, that's what today's live is going to be. We're going to talk about 10K months. Everybody and their mother wants to make 10K a month, right? That's just the standard, wonderful round number that everybody wants to make. Now, I am not suggesting that 10K is enough or is your goal. I just want to utilize it for illustration purposes. How you, as a business owner with a particular set of products and services, should be creating an ecosystem of products that allow you to have multiple revenue streams within your business. Now, most people talk about multiple revenue streams, their business plus other businesses, to create these revenue streams. And I'm talking about revenue streams within your business. How do you create an ecosystem that has multiple ways that you collect money or generate income in your business? And so what I did is I wrote them down. I'm going to include some examples from what my product ecosystem is for my company. And if you guys have any questions about thoughts about what you should have, write them in the comments as you listen to this live. And we'll use this live as a brainstorming session for your business in terms of the different products and service mix that you can create so that you have multiple revenue streams. Okay, so let's talk about first the concept of hour for hour trading. Meaning, if you are, so I'm talking to service providers right now. So people who provide coaching services, beauty professionals, you do hairstyling, any type of service provider who is listening. Janet, you may have told me, but I don't remember. Tell me what you do. I know Bridget, what Bridget does. There's some other people that are online. Always, if you could just remind me what you do so I can make sure that I tailor this conversation specific to your business and what it is that you do. I am a service provider. I have products, but I am a service provider. I provide a myriad of different services, but I'm talking to service providers right now. What most service providers do when they start out in their business is they start out trading their hours for dollars, right? When that means simply that I will meet with you. Let's use a hairstylist, for example. I will do your hair for $50, right? And that is going to, and out of it, you're going to get a new hairdo, and it's going to take me an hour and a half or X number of time, X number of hours in order for me to fulfill that service, right? So my revenue model is based on the number of heads that I can do, but there's a max of that can occur because there's only but so many hours in a day that I can do someone's hair, right? There's only so many hours in the day that I can meet and coach clients, right? So that's referred to as hour for hour services, right? So you think of your revenue stream. Most people who are service provider are at 90 or greater percent of revenue in terms of their hour for hour, right? So for them to make more money, they're looking to add more one-on-one clients such that they can make more money, right? Well, the problem with that is you max out. That's number one con. Number two is there is only but so many that you can do. And if you are at your maximum number of heads or people that you can see, oftentimes you get burnt out, right? You are always exhausted and you don't have time to do anything else because you're always seeing one-on-one clients. That was me last year, what year are we in? 2016. That is where I was. I was maxed out in my number of clients, my one-on-one clients. I was doing professional services. I was doing coaching, and my entire model was based on the number of coaching clients I had and number of professional services. So how many websites I was developing, how many Facebook accounts I was managing, and how many coaching clients I was coaching, right? So by this time last year, I was freaking exhausted. I was like, this is bullshit. I frankly don't want to ever meet with another person again. And I was quickly hating a business that I was building because I was not building a business based around what I love, right? Now, I'm not suggesting that you may be in that space, but what I am suggesting is that you are at 90% or greater hour for hour work, there is no room for growth for you, right? You couldn't do more ads, right, to get more people in your business because you're going to max out. So I had to, at the end of 2016, going into 2017, I said, if I don't change, I have created my own business that has me working as much, if not more, than it did when I was in a corporate job, right? So I have always worked 60 plus hours. I have always been a workaholic. And I created my business for freedom, financial freedom, and also time freedom. I needed to create more balance, right? But I quickly was creating a business where the model was designed for me to trade, hours in order for me to get paid. So I had to come up with a different model, right? I had to sit back and say, okay, how do I deliver my genius without me still having to commit to 15 hours a day, right? Beauty professionals, you can understand this as well. If you're doing hair, if you're performing services, right? Your model 9 times out of 10 is based on the number of heads that you can see in a day, the number of heads that you can see in a week, the number of heads that you can do in a month, right? I come from that model. I come from a beauty industry background, although my corporate is, very technical project management. But my, entrepreneur background has been in the beauty industry. So I'm used to trading hours for dollars, right? I am suggesting for you as you go into 2018, is that you create a mix that is not 100% dependent on your hour commitment, all right? So what are some ideas that you can do to trade and get revenue without actually performing a direct hour of service? Now, some of the things that I'm about to talk to you about will require that you invest hours to develop it, but it's one-time hours. And as you add more people to these particular items I'm going to talk about, will not require you to perform an hour for you to receive revenue, right? So I'm going to use beauty industry because I think we've got a couple of beauty industry people. Okay, we've got a blogger on photography and correspondence. Okay, Janet, this is a great one for you because same thing for you, right? You probably, in order for you to make a revenue, independent of your blogging, I don't know if you're doing, any sort of, ad revenue or anything like that. Somebody says they're currently building 2 courses. Perfect, Janet. That's exactly where I'm going to go, right? Is some of the things that you can be doing to build out your product ecosystem and help you achieve those 10K months is, let's say you're going to keep your hour for hour service providing, right? We're going to call those professional services. So whatever your profession is, you're going to have some allocation, and I'm going to say 30%. So out of $10,000, your revenue should be 30% hour for hour, meaning you, out of 100 hours, 30 hours is what you're committing. Out of 10 hours, 3 hours is what you're committing to do professional services. Your clients are going to be sales coach, same thing, Sharik. You probably, your revenue stream, I don't know what your mix is, but we're talking about how do we divvy up the revenue that you make such that you're not overburdening yourself just with professional services, right? So sales coach, you may have one-on-one clients. I don't know what your mix is, but I'm going to use those as examples, right? So let's just say your mix is going to be going for 30% committed to professional services, whatever fill in the blank professional services you do. Beauty professional, you're going to do 30% of your time, 30% of your revenue is coming from you doing heads, you coaching, you doing photography, whatever that may be, right? 30%. Here's some other things for you to consider to build up that 70% of revenue and time that you need to be allocating to making your 10K months. So here's some ideas. Online training programs. So if you're anything like me, everything that I do or have ever touched, my news feed is full of ads for somebody's online program, right? And what I will say about online programs is I am not going to suggest that you create an online program on some topic you have absolutely no idea about, but each of you have a zone of genius that you're dealing with, right? So Sharik, you're a sales coach, an online program about selling, right? Jeanette, you are a photographer, an online program about how to maybe create a photo book, or how to take pictures, or I actually have seen online programs on how to take quality pictures with a particular type of camera, how to get professional looking pictures, and with that. So creating an online course that will allow you to train people remotely on whatever it is your zone of genius is, right? If you do not have a program developed for your business, you should absolutely consider that as an option for 2018. Doesn't matter what it is that you do. You have something that somebody wants to learn right now in terms of your skill set. Again, and I'm not talking about starting to create something that's totally not a part of your zone of genius, but whatever you give professional services on, right? Somebody wants to learn that, and somebody wants to learn how to do whatever you do, right? However you do effortlessly, somebody wants to learn that. So online training programs are a great way to create your additional stream of income for yourself. All right. Another example of a revenue line item is live training programs, right? So you could do those live training programs locally. You can host it as an event, or you can host it virtually. You can do a live virtual event and charge for it and have people attend and train them, right? It could be training, it could be demo, it could be any myriad of different things that you could do from a live perspective. So host a live event. I think I had one lady who did my Ready to Launch challenge in November, and she was doing a scrapbooking party, and she was actually doing a live scrap. No. I'm sorry. It wasn't a scrapbooking party. It was a vision board party. That's what it was. She hosted a vision board party. And so you could do a live vision board party, or you could do a virtual live vision. I have 3 in creating mini digital courses. Perfect. That's exactly right, right? So you have already developed multiple streams of income within your business by creating a digital presence of your business, which, as you know, every time you sell that course does not require you to actually deliver it, create it. It's one-time build, and you're able to reutilize it multiple times, right? Okay, so that's number 3. So you can do an online training program. You can do a live training program. Now, granted, live training programs are hour-for-hour training. However, if you record it and then you offer it again in a digital sense, you've done that live one time, and then you've created a topic that for which that you could sell based on the recording, right? There's a way to structure that. Another thing for you to consider in terms of your revenue streams. Hi, Lila. Nice to have you. Lila is our resident mermaid. I always like to announce that because secretly I want to be a mermaid. And she's just finished her book. So I want to steal your thunder. I don't know when you're releasing it, but I can't wait to read it. So another revenue stream for all of you in some capacity, which can be used, is memberships. So I wanted to talk about memberships because I was meeting with one of my clients. We've been meeting for the last every week, right? Because we're working on our 2018 plan. And so she just finished. We just designed 4 different memberships for her salon. And she is now going to be offering them, right? She is a sole proprietor, sole salon. She rents out space, but we just designed. She has very limited time to market. She is, a mother of 2, married, she's got a business, and she's renting out space. So she has very limited time. She doesn't have a lot of time to do a lot of marketing. And so we created a 2018 plan that's focused on her taking her exact people that she has got right now and increasing her average ticket, right? And so memberships was a way for us to do that. I challenge you for whatever business you have is to create a membership. So I'm going to use Jeanette's business as an example. She has a photography business, right? Event photography and correspondence. And Jeanette, you could create a membership. Now, I don't know if you take family pictures, right? I don't know if that's part of your repertoire, but I'm going to use you as an example, just something that just popped in my head in terms of a membership that you could create. You could create a family membership membership where a family purchases an annual membership from you. They pay for it monthly, and what it includes for them is professional photography from you on site, right? Maybe you decide you allow them to pick a site, or they come to your studio. I don't know if you have a studio or whatever your thing may be, but for professional studio pictures, and I say studio, but for professional shot pictures per year at a particular price point that would cover, spring, fall, summer, and winter, right? That would also allow them to maybe do their Christmas cards, all of the major holiday, Easter cards, their whatever. And then you could create a package of prints that are also included in that, and offer that as a membership, right? What is the value of a membership is you could, as a part of that, would be you could break those payments out over a 12-month period, guarantee them bookings over a 12-month period, and that would include recurring revenue for you monthly, right? Based on those number of memberships, that would make sure that your books were full. Same thing with salon owners and beauty professionals. Same thing that you could do. Now, Leslie, what kind of live shows do you do? So, because I think you posted something, and I think you're the reason that spurred this whole thought for me was the ambassadors, and so I'm going to talk about that in a second. But anyway, once you post that, I'll respond to it. But memberships are a great recurring, right? So if you are a writer or you're a service provider, content memberships are great. So there is a marketer that I follow, Ryan Dice, for those who are into marketing. Bridget reminded me how much I love him. I have a little bit of a crush on Ryan Dice, but he is an amazing digital online marketer. Like, if you know anything about marketing, Ryan Dice is the man. And he has got this membership, and there's this whole process that he gets you to get into his funnel, but he has a content membership, and I really like his as an example. And so let's say you are a blogger, right? Everybody normally thinks of access to that blog as free, right? Because you want that content to be SEO'd and you want it to be available, right? But you could create specialized content that could only be accessed for members only and charge a fee for that, right? That doesn't have to be free, right? You could have a free blog site, but then you could have a paid only membership, exclusive VIP content driven blog site, right? If you develop, I am a service provider, I'm a trainer, right? So I have paid content that you can access. Now, I don't have a membership designed yet. I had an idea in 2016, and actually the way that I structured it didn't fit. So I'm reworking that again. But the concept of the membership that I have is to provide monthly access to me in a group setting for feedback of your marketing material, not in the free area, right? Because that's really sporadic. That's really not dedicated support, but where I actually have my team focused in this membership area to look at your content, provide direct feedback for your campaigns, your marketing, and then give you specialized training, right? That's an example of a content-driven membership. So you're considering a sitcom. So unfortunately, Leslie, I don't know what type of entertainment you do in a live show. Is that a TV show, a radio show? Is that like a streamed show? What kind of show is it? Is it music? What kind of show is it? All right, so memberships are another thing. And then What I want to talk about is the next one, which is near and dear to my. I never thought about that at all. Thank you. Absolutely, Jeanette. That's absolutely right. Right. So you are already blogging. You are already providing a significant amount of content. Right. So to wrap that up and then take it down and make it only accessible through a paid monthly membership is absolutely something that you could do, right? Yeah, he is the man, Bridget. I mean, like, amen to that. He's the man. I got a little bit of a crush on him. I got to get over it. I know he's married, but I just love him. I just love Mr. Dice, and I love Russell Brunson too. Like, I've got a crush on him as well because I'm such a geek. Yeah, I don't. Can anyone else, or can everyone else hear me? Leslie says she can't hear me. Can the rest of you guys hear me? If you could just type yes, you can hear me. That'd be great. And if somebody could tell me how to take this stupid filter off, because now I think it's dumb. Like, I'm like sitting here with my crown on my head. I don't know how to take it off. Like, I've got an Android and I can't take it off. Can you guys hear me? No? No, hear me? Let me type something in here. Let's see if you guys. Is that just Bridget who can't hear? Let me see. Can you all hear me? You write, direct, and produce stage plays. So you could do a membership on, I don't know, do you plan out how many stage plays you're going to do per year? If you do, then you could do a membership for tickets to your stage play. I mean, think of it just like, the opera, or think of it just like, the opera and the symphony, right? They do memberships where you buy tickets and you get a certain number of tickets every year, right? To the plays or their symphonies or whatever. I mean, I'm not as artsy as I'd like to be. I would love to think that I was, but I'm not. But I know that you can become a member of the Metropolitan Symphony, or, whatever your symphony area is. So you could create, if you are pumping out that many stage plays, if you're doing, like, you're going to do 6 next year, right? You could sell a membership for all 6 of those, right? If you are going to do 4 next year, if you're going to do multiple of whatever it is that you do, memberships are great ways for you to sell those services. Guarantee seats, guaranteed ticket prices, all of that. You could sell packages, right? You could sell, 3. You could sell all 6 for the year for a price. You could sell 3 for the year for the price, or you could sell 2, if you buy 2, right? And then you can break that up however you want, right? The idea of a membership is to create monthly recurring revenue for you, right? Guaranteed monthly recurring revenue that that every month you've got X number of memberships, right? And that's going to generate a certain amount of money for you every month. You don't have to work every month to get that. Now, you probably have some processes and procedures to onboard members, to get people into your memberships, but once they're there, unless, and you've got to build in some attrition that people will drop off. But the idea is to get that program and that revenue stream going, that it's always bringing in revenue to you. And it doesn't matter if you're working or not, because it's just coming into you. So that's a great thing. If you sell products, memberships are great for products. So I'm going to talk to my product people. Like if you sell vitamins, if you sell clothing, if you sell makeup, if you sell whatever, I mean, you just look around and there's more of them today than there was just 2 years ago. These product boxes, these product subscriptions. One of my stylists, some years ago, she had her own line of lip gloss. And we talked about her creating a lip gloss membership where every quarter every season she would send out a package of her lip glosses, and she would have 3 standard lip glosses for the new season that she would send, and then people would receive this sort of lip gloss box that would have, you know, the lip gloss of the season included in that. Same thing with your products. If you sell retail, you should have some sort of subscription box that allows people to get whatever it is your theme is for the quarter or for the month or whatever it is that you are going to include in that subscription box. They're not here, Otis. So that's an idea. That's a great membership idea. So that would be called a subscription, but same concept, right? You pick and choose what you're going to include in that box every month, and you send it and you ship it out to everyone who's part of that subscription, right? Any business can do this. Any business, right? You could do a service, not a service, but let's say I'm going to use Sharik. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name properly. But let's say you're a sales coach, right? You could do a subscription where every month you are sending out, or, you know, whatever time period, every month you're sending out an email package of information on how to combat, you know, your worst fears. And they sign up for that for 12 months, and they're getting direct emails for you on tips and tricks and, you know, things. And maybe that includes you know, your ebook that you're going to write, or your online program, a discount to your online program, right? Somebody could subscribe to that email series, right? There's all sorts of ways that you can you know, bundle up your stuff and sell it, right? So what I'm trying to get you is to get those juices flowing in your head so that you can think about, how do you create multiple revenue streams within your business such that you're able to make these 10K months. Okay, so my last 2 items are retail. Right, so everyone thinks, okay, well, I don't really want to sell retail. Well, shit, you ought to. There is no reason you should not have your brand on a t-shirt, on a mug, on a piece of paper. Whatever your saying is, right, should be productized and immortalized in some sort of retail format. And then you should sell it. So you could do, if you are, like, I love planners, right? So planners are going to be one of the things that we develop over the upcoming 18 months. Developing, and I'm talking about printed planners that people, because no matter how much digital we are, people are still writers, right? So I am an organizer by nature, so I like to organize information. I personally love planners, so I designed a planner. I've got an amazing graphic artist who's going to make sure that that planner looks a whole hell of a lot better than last year's version. But, you know, that's one of the retail products we will have. You know, I've got a couple of hashtags that I use, right? So I will probably have t-shirts that have it. I have a t-shirt for my salon business. I have a t-shirt for my hair business. I'm about to do one for the barbershop, right? So retail, do not forget that as an option for your business. It is so easy for you to create a retail product. Does not require a lot of money, and it does not require a lot of time. If you've got a logo and you've got a saying, you could absolutely go to Fiverr, get a design, and slap that bad boy on something, right? It doesn't matter. A t-shirt, a mug, a pen, a paper, you know, a notepad. I mean, there's companies galore that will print that kind of stuff for you. That should be part of your product ecosystem. Whatever your shtick is, whatever your thing is, right? My hashtag is pound. I sound so old when I say that, don't I? Hashtag Marketing Boss Pro, right? That's my trademark, right? You know, I've got another one that's, you know, hashtag Next Move, right? Those are my things. Those are the things that I say, right? Faz Rocks, that's another hashtag of mine, right? So all of those things will be productized. I actually already are in the works of being productized, right? So you've got a thing. You've got your fill in the blank saying. Leslie, you've got these plays that you do, you should have products associated with whatever the name of your business is that does these plays, right? And this following that you're creating, productize. That's what you should be doing, is you should be productizing and creating retail paraphernalia for people to purchase. Okay, and then my last idea for you is coaching and mentoring, right? You have spent the time it takes to be able to do whatever it is that you do. I am not suggesting that everybody is a coach or a mentor, but I am suggesting that there are people who want to learn from you, right? So this is where you can create the online program. There may be people that you feel comfortable that you could coach in whatever your superpower is. Again, it's not for everybody. I don't suggest you start coaching unless you really are ready to take on that role. It is very exhausting and mentally and physically demanding in terms of being available and connected to people on a personal level. So would not recommend it for everybody, but it's absolutely an option. I also want to talk to my beauty professionals just for a second, because from a coaching perspective, we don't really ever think of this as an option, right? And so the way that you can do this is, if you've been doing, let's say, makeup for ever in a day, you offering makeup lessons and creating a program where other beauty professionals could take makeup classes from you, absolutely could be doable online and as live events, right? And then you could coach people on maybe having a coaching session with people who are about to take your class and charge them for this service, right? In terms of like, what's the best way to determine skin and color palettes and that kind of stuff. So that's the type of coaching I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about this, business coaching. I'm talking about your zone of genius type of coaching that you could do to other people in your industry who or in your genre of industry that you could create specialized coaching for. I need you guys to think outside of the box. You want this money, you want to be able to make $10,000 a month, right? It doesn't have to be with one thing. It can be with multiple things, and you just have to build that ecosystem. I'm just giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways that you can build revenue in your business starting in 2018. So let's talk about some numbers. When I started this, I said 30% of your revenue needs to come for dollar per hour trading, right? So 30% of your revenue needs to come from you trading hours for money, right? So your professional services. So if you're making $10,000, $3,000 needs to come from professional services. My recommendation is the following split for the 70 is that 40% of your revenue should come from online programs or some sort of training where you are training either other professionals to get to your stage or training people who are new in your industry who want to get to your stage. So people who are already in your stage who are not there that need to get there, so they're already there, or people who are entry point and not. So let me give you some examples. I'm going to use non-traditional coaching, right? Because most people in my group are not business coaches. Most of them are, you guys are service providers, healthcare, selling products, and that kind of stuff. So let's talk about that. So I'm going to use Janet's example as an example. I'll use Janet because hers is an easy one, right? There are many people who who are amateur photographers. I am one of them. I have still yet to invest in a camera, but I have talked to about as many amateur photographers. I've always been in love with pictures, right? So when I'm ready to invest in a camera, I will want to go to somebody who will teach me what is the best camera to buy. Now, I've gone to YouTube, but frankly, I don't have the time to go through searching through 50 freaking YouTube channels to figure out what the hell they're saying and what they're meaning, right? It takes a lot of time. I just want to go buy a camera, but I don't want to spend $400 or whatever on a camera and buy the wrong camera. So that is the reason why I've never bought a camera, because I don't have a class to go to, right? I've looked locally and there's a class. So Janet, I'm a perfect customer for you, right? I'm someone who loves photography, loves to learn how to take pictures, right? I'm somebody who's new to this industry, right? And I want to take pictures. I don't want to take them professionally. I just want to take them for my family. And I frankly want to take them for my business, right? So having a program for entry level people into that would be great for me, right? For people who are already in the photography business, right? How do they go from being a family photographer to an event photographer, right? Creating a program around that. That would be another online type of program that you could be. So they're already in the business, but they want to switch maybe niches or add on an additional vertical to their line. How do they do that? You can create a program on how best to do that. What type of equipment do they need to think about when they're going from family photography to event photography, right? Is there different equipment? Is there different ways that you sell that product? Is there different ways that you shoot that product, right? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So please reply, ladies, if all of this is making sense. Just give me a yes or I got it or, whatever. So I don't feel like I'm rambling on. But your online programs, 40% of your income. So again, if you're shooting for 10K, 4,000 is coming from online programs, right? That's a lot, right? But again, now, it takes effort to be able to build these programs and to market these programs. But once you build them, you're done. Then all you're doing is marketing them. You don't have to worry about selling, building it repeatedly. It's a one-time build. It's a one-time funnel and you're done. That's it. All right. So then the other thing is retail products. Sorry, my kids just came in. Retail products. So if you were selling t-shirts, mugs, paraphernalia, whatever it is that you're going to be selling, right? And that's not your main bread and butter, then I say 20% of your sales should come from retail products, right? So you're selling your shirts, your mugs, your whatever it is that you are selling, you are doing that through retail. Now, if retail products are your main butter, your main bread and butter, flip that around. Consider that to be professional services or what have you. Now, if you're in e-commerce and that's your main business, your numbers may be a little bit different because, products, you've got multiple different product stacks and different categories and that kind of stuff. So funny. My hands are all over the place, so my poor crown is moving everywhere. I definitely have to rethink this filter in the future. I got to learn how to freaking take it off the next time I do it. All right, so 20% comes from retail products and from retail and or products that you're selling. So if you write a book, any of those. So pure retail, if that's not your core business. And then 10% comes from memberships, right? So I have just now given you four different revenue streams for you to build out, things for you to consider, and things that do not require you being in front of people directly 15-hour days in order for you to make 10K, right? I didn't even break this out in terms of numbers. You know what your numbers are. You can ask me any questions in terms of price points, like what should you start at, right? I mean, there's all sorts of different price points for online programs. I've seen online programs as low as, depending on if they're self-study or if they're live held. If they're self-study, I've seen them as low as $27, as high as $3,000 for online programs. So it really depends on what the features are of this program and what it is that you're offering. So that's your price point. In terms of your retail products, this is not intended to be like you are now becoming the retail queen. This is just another thing people will buy. Again, you're building these relationships with people, right? You are converting strangers to BFFs, and they are going to want to have your quirky sayings or, the thing that makes you you because they love you, right? So having retail for them to buy will be a great idea for you. So those products are going to be anywhere from I don't know, $4.99 to $39.99. I don't know what the hell you want to sell, right? But that's what you can do is you can create these products. Janet, you are in photography. So you selling photo books and creating photo books with your name brand, like Ann Geddes, that, the lady with the baby with the picture of everything, right? You could create an event book of all the different types of events that you have and create all these sort of, tabletop books and sell that. Um, Great, Sharik. It was nice to have you on. Great to have you on. I'm almost done. But that is really how you create your 10K months, right? Is create multiple revenue streams within your business, different genres of ways. Do not create more work for yourself in terms of more hours per day that you have to do, more clients that you have to see individually in order to hit that 10K. Create passive income and create recurring income such that you can hit your 10K months, right? So again, the numbers are 30% for your main superpower, 40% for online programs, 20% for retail products, and 10% for memberships. And that gets you to 100%. And that's how you get to your 10K months. All right. If you guys have any questions or anything about tonight's live, let me know. I'll post it up in the videos, but that's how you get to 10K months. Hey, I look forward to getting to 10K months with you in the upcoming 12 months, but I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. And that is, we're going to be talking about a collection of those throughout the month of January, things that you can do to help build these things out. But I look forward to talking to you. So do any of you guys have any questions? Do any of you guys want to talk through? We can brainstorm real quick about any of your particular products. But I think I touched each of you who were live on me. I gave you some ideas for each of your products. Do you guys have any questions? Always have to pause. Emma Bennett. I'm assuming you're tagging somebody, Nicole. Okay, I'm going to give it a minute because there's always a lag. If there are no questions, I'm going to let you go. All right, no questions. Going once, going twice. Hopefully this made sense. You guys said yes, it did. So there you go. I expect to see you guys hitting it out of the park in 2018 with your product ecosystem. Remember, that's part of the 5 Ps that I talked about last week. Your products, if you want to become a key person of influence, you need to have a product showcasing that people can resonate with and that they know, like, and trust you with. So creating an ecosystem of products and services that people can get into your life through is absolutely the way to do that. All right. Yeah, Tasha. Yes, that's absolutely right. That's a great idea, Tasha. Janet could do stock photos and then create a membership. There's only one African American photo stock person, and I think it's called She Photos or Her Photos or something like that. I am telling you, how do I get products I can do for memberships? I don't understand the question, Nicole. I don't understand. Where do you mean, where do you get products? Where are you getting your products for your fitness stuff right now? Okay, so I was going to say stock photos. Right. Okay, so I have been in the beauty industry and love the beauty industry. And it's still part of my passion, right? And I will tell you, as a marketer of beauty, of the beauty industry for African American people, it is next to impossible to find stock photos of African American women and men available in all of the stock sites. Now, you will find black men and you will find black women, but their hair always looks jacked up in some sort of fashion way that I could never use them when I develop websites for salons, right? So I'm telling you, Janet, as a photographer, if you want to find a niche that there would be so many people, right? Because even beauty professionals are not photographers. They take god-awful pictures, you know, and even though it's great to have all those pictures, you can't build beautiful websites with their, you know, camera phones with all the crap in the background. Like you see all this stuff in the background of my thing. I mean, salon owners don't take good pictures. They just don't. They've got these little snapshots in the thing. Their capes are not all the same. They're not staged right. And they make horrible pictures for websites. So there is no place that you can get beauty quality photos of African American women of color, men of color for the beauty industry. Doesn't exist. I've looked for years. And I've always said if I ever was going to do anything and I had a desire, I would build it out. I would hire a bunch of photographers and submit their pictures. But I'm telling you, Janet, that's a perfect idea, right? So stock photos. And if you just did niche beauty industry, if you just picked a niche, you would find it. And if you focus just on minorities, I promise you, girl, you'd make a killing. All right. I am going to do a live because I just realized I looked at my notes. I didn't talk about marketing of that. So I'm going to do another live tomorrow, and this will be part 2 about now that you've got these product ecosystems, how do you market for those products such that you are driving traffic to your different revenue streams. You're not sending all these mixed signals all over the place. And how then do you start to get money coming in the door? All right, so Nicole, to answer your question, for your subscription box, yes, you would have to find vendors to do that. I wouldn't be able to tell you how you do that, but you would need to find vendors. So whoever your vendors are for your products right now, so whoever you're getting your clothing products, if you're selling vitamins, I would look to finding vendors and multiple different vendors such that you could select products and put those products into a subscription box. All right, ladies, if there's no other questions, I'm out of here for Thursday night. Nico, what's your pleas for? About the marketing part 2? Yes, because I just realized I put my notes here and then I didn't talk about what Janet, it wasn't Janet, it was another lady about, it was Leslie, I think. Leslie, you asked me about, your ambassadors. So I wanted to talk about that. So I will do a part 2 tomorrow. And today was about your product systems. Tomorrow will be how do you market those different revenue streams and the best ways that you can do that such that you can get people into those revenue stream funnels and that you're making your 10K per month. All right. Great talking to you, ladies. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.